What is going on, everybody? It's Sunday, February 11th, 2024. It's Super Bowl Sunday. Happy Super Bowl Sunday to everybody out there. Doing our Kicking Out podcast episode a little early today, in that fact, because of the Super Bowl. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in a little earlier than normal. I'm your KOP predictions champion, Tanner Lee, along with my co-hosts, Paul Zartman, the wise man, and Shep, who said it's Sunday Fun Day. How we doing, boys?
Doing well. It is Sunday. There's a lot going on in the sports world, professional wrestling, Super Bowl, as you mentioned. So you can't go wrong on today's Sunday.
That's true. Shep, how we doing?
We're doing great. We this is a little different daylight podcasting.
Yeah. Daylight all around us, all of our backgrounds.
Yeah. I don't think a single one of us has a light on.
No.
I actually do have a light, but it's not. You can't really tell I have it on. So yeah, it's kind of above me that way. So yeah. Mm-hmm. But fellas, before we get right into Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, everything else going on in the professional wrestling world, I had some breaking news just come across my phone in regards to a talent heading to AEW. According to Fightful Select, Kazuchika Okada headed to AEW, expected to sign soon.
Okay.
We've been kind of expecting him.
Yes, we have. He wrapped up his career in New Japan over the weekend, as did Mr. Will Ospreay, who should be coming over to AEW anytime soon as well. Maybe as early as this week. So, man, early in 2024, Tony Khan getting some heavy hitters.
Did you guys see that? Any highlights of that cage match between Ospreay and the Bullet Club? It was different. It was different the way they do a cage match in Japan.
It's probably why they don't do them very often, right?
Yeah, it was different. It was a good match. I just saw highlights of it. So,
TJY on YouTube. I know he's a really loyal viewer of ours. We appreciate him always tuning in on YouTube. He says, "Greetings from Hungary, gentlemen. It is 7 p.m. over here. Finally, I can catch you live for once."
Well, cheers to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Shep.
Shep, what are we drinking?
Well, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and there's only one thing to do if you're going to have a Sunday fun day, and that's if you're going to have HPVs, high performance beers. So we're having an HPV this afternoon, and then once this runs out, then got a little pregame for the Super Bowl over there.
Love it.
Give Shep about 5 minutes, and he'll be on to his normal.
Yeah, it gives me a great reason to have a cocktail at 1:00 on a Sunday.
It does. Tomorrow should be a national holiday. I've been on that boat for a long time, but
in the summertime, you got golf to give you a reason. Go on the boat, give you a reason. In the wintertime, it's like, give me something. We got
Super Bowl.
Yeah, that too.
Super Bowl podcast. Whatever you need. So. Yeah. All right. But yeah, another good week in AEW, a fun week in AEW, and I thought it kicked off with an absolute banger of a match, an early contender for match of the year, in my opinion. Adam Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland, with the winner getting a shot at the AEW World title against Samoa Joe at Revolution. And we kind of predicted that it was going to go this route, but the way they did it, I thought was awesome. We got a time limit draw, but the fact that the ref's hand was coming down for 3 when the bell went off was awesome.
Perfect. Perfect timing.
Yep.
TJY said no woo energy this week. There must be other new taste to discover.
No, one was enough.
You got a better chance of me going and getting some Stroh's extra dry or something like that and drinking it than another woo energy. Some hams, some cooks, some real rock gut. Give you the beer shits. Yeah. More than woo energy.
Oh yeah, that was not very good. It was not very good.
No.
But like I said, what was good was Swerve against Hangman. These two, this rivalry's been so fun, and they feed off each other well. The big moves they were hitting, Swerve trying to fight through injuring his ankle. Man, and I love, after the match, maybe it's a little too early to say this, but I felt a little like we were getting some Austin Bret Hart vibes from WrestleMania back in the day in the fact that we have a double turn.
Could.
Okay. Yeah.
Could.
Yeah.
Now, here's the only thing. These guys have so good chemistry together. We've seen 3 just awesome matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to throw in a wild card in Samoa Joe. Not saying Samoa Joe can't work with these guys, but
Right.
I almost think these guys could almost overshadow Joe a little bit, and which is crazy because he's your champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if Joe's smart, he just saves his energy, sits back and watches these two just destroy each other for a while before actually getting physical.
And I think that's how the match starts. I think he goes over into the corner and those two start beating the living out of each other, and away we go.
I know what
I
Shep's
think
watching right now.
Oh yeah, I had Collision trying to catch up on Collision from last night. So yeah, little Collision in the background right now.
Perfect. I love it for the background.
Garcia.
And Joe, Hangman, and Swerve are all 3 going to be in the ring together this Wednesday on Dynamite. So we'll hear from all 3 of them. And did you guys see the schedule? No Collision next week?
It's because
they're advertising back in because the All-Star game. So
yeah.
Back in 2 weeks.
Yep.
So, TGY said, did they tell the time limit during the match? I didn't hear it. It was unusual. No, I didn't hear it either.
No, they did not say 15 minutes remaining, 10 minutes remaining, 5 minutes remaining. You didn't know until the bell rang and Roberts said, due to a time limit draw.
Do you think they did that on purpose? Because I feel like the only time we ever get countdowns is when we do see a time limit draw. So maybe they were trying to not give us that little bit of a inkling that this was going to happen.
Yep. I think you're right. And it kind of, and the match was so good, you kind of forgot how long it was going. I mean, I remember looking over looking at my phone to see what time it was at one point. I'm like, it's got to be getting close to a time limit draw. It's got to be getting close, but I haven't heard an announcement. So,
because did we get it? We didn't get a commercial break, did we?
If we did, it was with picture in picture.
It was picture in picture.
One.
Okay, yeah,
maybe one, but not many.
One during that,
Not many, because in after the match, I kind of hinted towards maybe this could be a Austin Bret Hart double turn. And why I said that was, and I forgot to mention this, Swerve got on the microphone after the match and said he didn't go through all of this to end like this. He wanted 5 more minutes, but Hangman said no. He said, Swerve, you had to beat me to become number 1 contender, and you didn't, so you will not be world champ. He left the ring. That's when Shivani got on the microphone, revealed that Tony Khan said it's not done. Revolution triple threat, and that's when we saw crowd cheering and Hangman going nuts like a deranged heel. Really.
Yep.
I almost think I like a heel Hangman.
It's different, very different.
Through the characters we've got, my favorite was the drunk. I thought that was hilarious, but then that turned into like a depressed
cowboy, pretty much.
Yeah, depressed cowboy, and then he, that's when he disappeared for a while, and I think a heel Hangman is due.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Needed.
And we saw Samoa Joe's backstage right after he wrecked an announcement. Said no matter what they do, come Revolution, he'll walk out as champ, and both of them will suffer because of it. So he's not happy about it, but he's ready to roll.
Yeah, I want to know, did Joe throw a fit or something right before this? Because he was out of breath more than Hangman and Swerve were.
Yeah. Hard telling what he was doing, but he was a little winded. Or he just got so built up in his character that
he came running from catering.
He was sweating even. I mean,
sweating more than Rip Ryerson cutting a promo in FWF.
Hey. Rip cut 2 of those last night, and they were good, and there was no sweat, even though I heard Rip was very hot temperature-wise. So, yeah. He picked up a victory last night with his client, too. So, there's that. David Knight beat down the pastor.
Rip needed to get his revenge from going into the lake 2 years ago.
Yeah, and he got some of it. There's still more to come.
You beat the pastor? I mean, that's not good. That's not good mojo.
Yeah. Beat the pastor and the preacher with the agent of chaos, David Knight.
Well, if he gets struck down by lightning, Shep and I know why. So
Nah.
Well, we got a women's match after this. Toni Storm versus Red Velvet. We got Deonna Purrazzo on commentary. We knew Toni was going to win, but this was still fun. Then it led to a stare down after the match with Purrazzo and Toni Storm. So furthering that feud into Revolution as we go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for that match.
Well, and we saw Deonna actually get in the ring because she wouldn't let it go of the ankle lock on Red Velvet. So, And then I thought Luther was going to get one from Deonna again, but he didn't. So, yeah.
Watch out for the shoe.
Yeah. We then got the BCC versus the CMLL Luchadors, and once again, I'm not even trying. Not even trying. But these guys can go. These CMLL Luchadors can freaking go. And I know a lot of people on X are like, this is no surprise. CMLL has the best wrestling in the world. And that might be the case, but a lot of us in America or I should say North America, aside from Mexico in the US and in Canada, we haven't been exposed to these guys. So we hadn't seen them till now, and it's been a treat to watch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And to help you out a little bit there, Tanner, Mystico, you can just call him Sin Cara.
Well, Mystico's the easy one to pronounce. There was Dorada and Volador. It's the other one that he was the one I had trouble last week. Yeah, the mad scientist. He's the one that I have trouble pronouncing his name. But,
and I think CMLL is the oldest wrestling company in the world.
You might be right about that. It's pretty darn old.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, but man, these guys, they can go. This was a fun match against Claudio, Moxley, and Danielson. I should have explained that because we haven't seen Wheeler eat in a while, which I'm not complaining about. But
right.
But then BCC won. But we saw 3 other CMLL stars hop the barrier, but some other AEW guys hit the ring to make the save. So Daddy Magic, Kohan Ange, Christopher Daniels. So guys that don't even get along with the BCC, but they are AEW through and through. So still kind of a little invasion angle going there. Where do you guys think this is going? I mean, we know what Danielson's match is at Revolution now. We'll get to that when we're talking about Collision. But Moxley and Claudio as of now have nothing. I mean, do we get these guys into Revolution, or is it just kind of introducing them and pushing it down the road towards Forbidden Door, maybe, where we could see New Japan, we could see CMLL, AEW, and maybe even Stardom now get into the match?
I don't think we'll see anything at Revolution with these guys. I think we're building a true long-term invasion angle where maybe these guys show up in CMLL a couple times.
Yeah.
And then that causes them to get even more pissed at AEW's BCC. So it just builds this huge, long rivalry that maybe Forbidden Door, I'd be okay with Double or Nothing. Get a full invasion angle, like they take over Double or Nothing, and then that leads to something really big with these guys.
I mean, even if I think it goes into Forbidden Door. I agree with Paul. I think you're going to see the BCC show up in Mexico a couple times. And I think the attacks they do in Mexico will be violent, like a true BCC. It is going to be blood, and they're really going to shock the Mexico fans when they do that. And then I can almost see into Forbidden Door a true Survivor Series match with AEW versus CMLL, where because Survivor Series is 6-man a team, right? 5 or 6, isn't it?
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah.
So then you're going to see the BCC going to go out and have to make friends and have to recruit somebody to go do a true Survivor Series match. So.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
It could work, but yeah, I think it's going to take some of these guys showing up in Mexico and then gel it together.
Which is fun. It's fun when we see AEW wrestlers, about such stars, AEW wrestlers appear on other promotions, whether it's over in in Japan for New Japan, or AAA, or now CMLL. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
And Shep, you were mentioning having to go out and find some people to be friends with for this match. I think you've got 3 other superstars, so we'll take you out of this whole situation right now. We'll go Mox, Claudio, Danielson. Every time CMLL has attacked, you've gotten Christopher Daniels, Daddy Magic, Cool Hand Ange coming out. There's your other 3. Do it 6-on-6, so it's not a true Survivor Series type thing.
That'd be okay, and nothing against those guys. But if you're going to build this up to a big match, I think you got to have somebody bigger, a little more clout than those guys. Nothing wrong, nothing against those guys. I think you're going to have some more.
No. I agree.
Yeah, especially, I mean, CD's a legend, but he's not very active anymore. And Daddy Magic's popular. I mean, he's really good on commentary. Haven't seen him wrestle in a while. And then Cool Hand Ange still kind of in that storyline with Ruby and all that.
Which we'll get to.
Yes, we will. Well, we saw Tony Khan backstage to make his big announcement, and we were all pretty spot on with this. AEW is returning to Boston on March 13th. It's going to be an important night for AEW. It will be AEW Big Business with some Easter eggs hidden in there. Boston was BOSS with money symbols TON.
That or they just didn't use spell check.
That could be.
Yeah.
Damn spell check didn't give them the squiggly red line underneath.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
You had $1 in business, and then the 2 in Boston.
Yep.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, that'll be a big time Dynamite. And who knows? We could, I mean, Okada maybe by that time, if he signed, maybe he makes an appearance that night too for his debut. I don't know. But I will be honest, this next match I was not very excited about, but it over delivered for me. Chris Jericho, Konosuke Takeshita. What do you guys think about this one?
Takeshita carried Jericho, I felt like, through this match, but at their age and their physicality, I think that has to be the only way this came off as good as it did. And I'm finally with Tanner. I'm ready for a rebrand of Jericho.
Yeah, it's something.
And I don't want a faction of him. We don't need another Jericho faction. We need him to take a break and reinvent himself again. Yep.
Was I the only one worried? Was I the only one worried about Sammy getting some retaliation from Hobbs? Because once again, Sammy cracked somebody in the face with a chair. My God, that chair shot.
It was a little stiff.
Oh my Lord. I'm like, that's one dude. I'm sure they're buddies. That's one dude I wouldn't want to piss off.
Right?
The whole roster out there, he's probably top 3. I don't want to piss off.
I don't want a receipt from Hobbs.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God. But in the end, Takeshita gets the win, so he avenges his loss back in November over in Japan when he and Jericho faced each other. Not only did he get the win, he made Jericho tap out to his own submission to the walls.
Yeah.
Love that touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was a great touch.
And now Takeshita, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here, but the ratings came out on Saturday or yesterday. He's in the top 5 now for singles title challengers. Yeah. So he looks like he's going to get a big push, but I don't know what direction they're going for this Revolution, which is probably not over yet. We're probably going to get Jericho and Sammy and who knows who else versus the Callis family, and whoop-de-doo.
And hopefully, if that's the case, then it's done.
I hope so. Feels like it's been going on forever. And I know they had a pivot with Kenny's illness. They had a pivot because the Golden Jets were probably, I mean, they were in line for a tag team title shot. I don't know if they were going to win or not, but.
I think originally they were going to win, and that was going to set up the feud between them and the Jacksons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're probably onto something there. Yeah. But we then got the main events: Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus Sting and Darby Allin. This had big fight feel to it just because it's Sting's first chance at gold in AEW, something where behind the scenes he didn't want.
Yeah, I
He
read
did
that.
not ever want to get in a
Yeah.
match for the tag team championships. But this match was fun. And like TGY said here on YouTube before we got on the air, you guys have to give credit to Big Bob. He was just great in that tornado tag match. That midair slam to Darby was amazing. Yeah, that was a good spot.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
spot.
That was when they announced this. The first thing I thought is Bill going to take the dive, or is he going to bounce Darby off like a racquetball? Because Darby's coming 100 mile an hour, and he did, and he I think it was transitioned to that sidewalk slam like that, and
Oh yeah.
like
There's barely any padding right there. I mean,
No.
my God.
yeah,
No.
and he nailed it. So both of those guys actually nailed that spot.
Yes.
Here's my question for you guys. Not that I'm complaining about this at all, but where was Ric Flair?
Woo!
And he's supposed to be by
Yeah.
Sting's side all the time in these matches and stuff?
He wasn't,
Uh-huh.
and wasn't one of them. Was it Hangman and Swerve? Wasn't that one sponsored by Woo Energy for the night? They usually sponsor one
Yeah.
match tonight, and I think it was that match.
Yes, it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, there was no Flair tie-in at all to this.
So, and
I just found it weird. I mean, the match that Sting and Darby win the titles, he's not around for. It's kind of weird.
it is kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
Not that I'm really complaining because every time he's on the TV, I'm like, I cringe anymore. It's because it's hard to watch him at his age. But I don't know.
Speaking of Flair, real quick, anybody catch the Nature Boy special on Netflix yet?
It's just a rerun of his 30 for 30 on ESPN.
Okay, I've seen
Oh,
that,
okay.
but okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, it did show up. They were advertising it, and then I fell for it, and I started watching. I'm like, this was his 30 for 30 for ESPN, but
yeah,
I still watched
it's
it.
good.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not as good as the one on Peacock.
The one on Peacock's way better.
Yeah.
More in depth. I felt like the one that ESPN did was, they had an hour-long time limit show, and they had to rush a lot of stuff, where Peacock really dove into points of his life, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. But to TGY's credit and comment here, I did come away pretty impressed with Big Bill in this match. I thought he looked really good. Still don't like his name, but
no, I think I've said this when I go on my rant on him. He's really good performer.
yeah.
He's very athletic for a big guy. He can move. It's just a stupid name. There.
Do you guys think they'll stay a team, or now that they've lost the titles, you think they'll break up? He and Ricky.
I don't know. That's tough because, Ricky was sitting ringside up against the one corner there after the match, and Bill crawled to his feet and walked to the back. So I don't know.
Yeah. I kind of wouldn't mind them going back their separate ways. Both become singles again, because they were kind of just a put together tag team that worked for a couple months.
I don't know if Big Bill can be on his own. And I'm not saying it because he can't perform. He can wrestle on his own, but I think he needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And Ricky does obviously a really good job at that.
Good point. In the end, we got new tag team champions. Sting's still undefeated, but now he won his first gold since back in his TNA days, as he hit the Scorpion Death Drop on Ricky for the 1, 2, 3. And as he and Darby were celebrating, he gets Sting's sons, who they kept showing, and my God, they look alike, and they looked exactly like Sting did at their age, which was crazy.
That is nuts.
Doppelgangers.
Yeah.
They jump the barricade. They come in. They're celebrating. The Young Bucks appear in all white with white baseball bats, beat down everybody, bust Darby open, hit him with a rebranded EVP trigger, not the BTE trigger. And thought it was really well done. I love the white suits because you knew they were just going to get covered in blood. Exactly what happened. good way to go off the air, get major heat towards the EVPs.
And obviously, it sets up their Sting's final match with them at Revolution, which sounds like that's been a plan for a long time. It was going to be the Bucks. Just how are we going to spin it? And so far, so good.
Yes, they went all in, and if you guys watched Rampage, whole new entrance theme, new song, which is just crazy. I mean, I've never seen the Bucks without that entrance music. So, whole rebrand for Nicholas and Matthew Jackson. So, what do you think about that, Paul? You've been an OG of the Bucks, so
I like it. I was hoping with this rebrand and the music and everything, maybe we get away from the young Bucks. I was hoping
they're not young anymore.
The Bucks or the Jacksons or something,
That'd be cool.
But they're still the young Bucks, unfortunately, even though I think they're like our age. So there's that. They're not too young anymore. Neither are we. Shep, you can admit that now. Physically, mentally, we're all three of us are young, but physically, our bodies are not young anymore.
That's why you gotta have HPVs.
Yeah, and coffee at 1:00 in the afternoon. But
I'm trying to find how old they are.
I think they're 38 or 39.
Yeah, I think Matt's a little older than me, and Nick's a little younger than me.
Yes, Matt is 38 and Nick is 34. Matt's about to be 39 in March.
Yeah.
Nick won't be 35 till July.
Yeah. So, no, I'm excited for this. Again, I think they need to get away from the young Bucks, drop it to the Bucks, or not the corporation, because we've already seen that, but do something off of the fact that they're EVPs. Don't do the authority or anything, but come up with something and just run with it. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we're going to see a fun matchup with them in Top Flight this Wednesday night on Dynamite. So that'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of high flying action there. So,
yeah.
Rampage this week. Another quick hour, like it always is. Undisputed Kingdom with Adam Cole and Wardlow. So both of them down there, but both of them banged up. So not really in action or up by the ring. Against Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero, because Chuck Taylor's still injured and he got beat down by the Undisputed Kingdom on Dynamite last week. Forgot to mention that when I was going over the show. But no surprise here, the Undisputed Kingdom came out victorious of this trios match as Matt Taven got the pinfall over Rocky Romero. So, got to keep building the Undisputed Kingdom, especially when they're in title feuds like we see Roderick against Orange Cassidy coming up in March. So,
yeah.
Then we did see the Young Bucks, which I was just mentioning, in action against Robbie Litt and Mondo Rocks.
Robbie Litt. What a great name.
And,
when they said Mondo Rocks, I so thought he said Mama Rocks. I'm like, who calls themselves Mama Rocks? And then it popped up and it went, oh, Mondo. My bad.
Yeah. And we all know
job or two.
There's only one Mama that rocks.
It's true. She hasn't been on TV lately. We haven't seen Christian really on TV lately. I don't know what's going on there.
She's busy.
Yeah, she must be. I knew you would know.
Yeah.
I knew you would know.
Yeah.
The EVPs pick up. Yeah, she'll be back. The EVPs pick up the win after the match. They get on the mics. Nicholas grabs a mic, calls out a fan for calling them by the wrong names, demands everyone shows them respect as their EVPs. Matthew grabs the mic and apologizes for Nicholas being a hothead. He says him and Nicholas are out in the ring in the first place to congratulate Darby and Sting for becoming new AEW World Tag Team Champions. He says they put their blood, sweat, and tears on the line, but announces that both Allin and Sting are a little banged up, as per a report he received from the doctor. He says him and Nicholas' objective is to get their World Tag Team titles back for a third time, and says they'll play by the rules to climb up the ranks and become the new number one contenders for the titles, before announcing him and Nicholas will be in action on Wednesday's edition of Dynamite, which we found out is against Top Flight. So I like how he said, see, we're going through top competition, points down at the jobbers.
Yeah.
And commentary's arguing about that. So good stuff. Good stuff.
So far, this run by the Bucks with this new EVP gimmick is, I'm so far I'm full throttle. I'm in on this one.
Yep. It should be a fun next 3 or 4 weeks up the Revolution. And then I really one spot I want to see at Revolution. I want to see Flair come out with Sting, and Darby. And I want to see towards the end, like the Bucks look over at Ric Flair outside the ring, then look at Sting, say, "Sorry, we love you," like Shawn Michaels did to Flair. Super kick Sting, but Sting no sells it. Just gets up right away and just pounds his chest. I think the place would just explode.
Yeah,
that'd be a good spot. A spot I want to see the Bucks do before this EVP gimmick's over. They have to be filmed going in a Target and going up and finding the manager and finding them $500 for something. Just part of it.
Yes,
that would be the ultimate thing.
That would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, because then you can guarantee that this was all a stab at Punk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hopefully we get that down the road.
Mm-hmm.
It another thing I want them to lean into. I want them to be as tan can be come Revolution, because I'm sure you guys being big pro wrestling fans, that's always been one of the reasons that Hogan didn't want to put over Sting was he wasn't tan enough in '97 Starrcade, and he wasn't in shape and this and that. So I want them just to be as tan as can be.
Orange.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious. So it's lean into a lot of things throughout Sting's career, good and bad. So it'd be fun. Matt Sydal came out and losing in like he always does against Mystico, who Paul says Sin Cara, used to be Sin Cara, formerly known as Sin Cara. He's one of the top talents in CMLL. He had a Spanish Fly to win, so match was fine. I mean, Mystico did some really entertaining things, and it's just Matt Sydal, whenever he's in a match, I know he's taking the loss, so it is what it is.
Yep.
What was the deal with Sin Cara in WWE? Didn't they say he worked too dangerously or hurt some people? And
yeah, he was stiff. He wasn't well liked. He was a jerk backstage.
Yeah.
So because they had 2 Sin Caras. I don't know if Mystico's the original one or if he's their second one.
I think he's the original one.
Okay, so he's the one.
Well, he wasn't well liked backstage because he speaks Spanish. They didn't understand him. There's a language barrier.
That's true.
Jeez.
And they didn't like his jump into the ring either.
Yeah. Which I'll never forget when the camera accidentally caught that.
The trampoline.
For the first time, and then everyone's like, "Oh well, that's not cool." So,
everybody knew it anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah. GGY on YouTube. Matt Sydal's the new Serpentico, just less entertaining, always losing. It's true.
Ouch.
Yeah.
It's true. Let's see. Backstage, we saw Renee Paquette, Prince Nana, and Shep's favorite, Brian Cage. Cage challenged any 2 competitors in the locker room to face him at the same time on tomorrow night's edition of Collision.
You know what Shep really wants to see? Big Bill, Brian Cage, 1-on-1, where the entire time commentary is just like, look at Big Bill go. Big Bill's just dominating this match. I can't believe Big Bill's taking it to Brian Cage this way.
I don't know.
Shep might stroke out during that match.
I don't think he'd watch that match. I think that'd be paused or fast forwarded.
That'd be fast forwarded faster than a Red Velvet versus Jade Cargill 3 years ago match. When Jane couldn't walk and chew bubblegum in the ring at the same time.
Yeah. Now she can. At first, it was rough. Very rough. Yeah.
Red Velvet was right there with her, though. So
that's true. She's come a long way, too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. Red just got the push quicker because Cody needed somebody to fill in for Brandy because she got pregnant.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And still, has anybody seen Shaq since that match? He gone.
No, he's vanished. There's some guy that looks like him on the General commercials, but it's not him.
It's CGI'd.
Yeah.
It's one of the mysteries of AEW that we'll probably never understand what the hell they're going to do with that.
And at least make an appearance at something
Yeah,
after the
I mean,
fact.
follow
No.
up for nothing. No, ambulance doors are wide open. Check's gone. Never hear from him again. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man. Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander with Stokely Hathaway take on the Outcast with Harley Cameron. Right there with that cool hand Ange stuff going on. But Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander got the win. After the match, Statlander shook Hathaway's hand. Nightingale offers her hand to him, and he shakes it. She then hugs him. Sky Blue then appears on the ramp, and Julia Hart appears next to her after lights go out. Julia holds up her TBS championship, and the lights go back out again. When they come back up, Hart and Blue are gone, leaving Nightingale and Statlander in the ring alone, standing tall as the show goes off the air. So I'm guessing one of those two gals is going to go against Julia at Revolution, and I kind of hope it's Nightingale since we've already seen Julia and Statlander. So.
I think it'd be Willow.
Yeah.
Willow's had a good little run here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And when I was rewatching this, I was telling my son this. I said, the one thing I like about Rampage being taped is those lights out segments are faster, so it looks more mysterious. Like that truly felt cool.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, oh, the lights go out. We wait a couple minutes for Julia to get down there, get in the right spot. Oh, now they're back. Oh, they're gone again. Now we got to wait. Oh, they're back. It was very quick, and I like that.
Yep. That's a good point. So that was Ruby, Rampage.
And Ruby leaving Saraya in the ring.
As she should.
Yeah. Cool hand Ange is going to win. I want to know what the note said, though.
Yeah. We'll find out, I'm sure.
Maybe.
So that's been a Rampage storyline for 2 months.
It's a good storyline. I mean, it's entertaining, and Valentine's Day is Wednesday.
That's true.
So maybe Friday's Rampage really, comes full circle on this little storyline.
That could. TGY, Ruby Soho is the outcast within the outcast, not having those horrible fake boobs.
Yes, I actually made this comment. I said Harley and Saraya. That is her name, right? Harley?
Yeah, Harley Cameron.
Harley. Okay. I said Harley and Saraya could form their own tag team, and they could just call themselves the Implants.
Put it on a shirt.
Available on kickingOutShop.com.
Maybe not. But this shirt is that we haven't had to use yet tonight.
Kicking Out Shop.
That is a great shirt.
Yeah,
it is a great shirt, and I've kept it pretty calm so far today.
Yeah,
it's early.
So good.
I don't want to get my blood pressure up. It's sunny out. It's beautiful out.
Yeah, it's good day.
There's some shit towards the end we're going to be talking about that might get me a little fired up because I think these people stepped on their pee-pee and they realized it and they went backpedaling. But that's we'll talk about that after we get done talking about AEW.
Yeah. Yep. We'll wrap up. We'll wrap up our AEW talk here with some Collision, which is always a fun show on a Saturday night, even though I watched it this morning.
Same.
I did too. Shep's watching.
All right,
I tried to start watching it last night, but I had some other arrangements, and I got a little fired up and a little overserved last night. And so,
I was right there with you, but I overserved myself. So.
Oh yeah, I guess I was.
I was cutting promos, so
we're all
show didn't get over until 10:30. Started at 7, so yeah, there you go. Ooh. See, FWF runs longer than AEW. Come out and enjoy it.
Is FWF, are they only running one show per month now, Paul?
Yes, this year we are running one show a month.
That's smart.
Next one is March 16th at the CCAC in Warsaw. So come out and check it out.
There you go.
I got your tickets. If you want tickets, just message the KOP any social media and we'll get you hooked up.
Yep. Support your local independent promotions, people.
Yes.
We saw John Moxley and Claudio versus Star Jr. and Esfinge. I paid attention to how they said it, and I already forgot. So, yeah, there we go. That's one thing I am not looking forward to. The more Forbidden Door matches we get, God, I can't pronounce anything. Anyways, yeah, it's a fun match to start off with. Claudio was a little banged up coming into the match a little bit, but I think Moxley looks in about as best shape as we've seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm. He does look good.
And Mox and Claudio, of course, get the win as Moxley puts Star Jr. in an arm bar and forced him to tap out. Moxley grabbed the mic and told them to take this message to Mexico or wherever else in the world. If they want to step on, they'll get stepped on. Then FTR's music hits. They come out to the ring, and Dax and Cash start exchanging blows with Mox and Claudio. So maybe that's a match we're gonna get at Revolution.
Boy, that did you notice? And I guess I've never. Maybe it was just the camera angle. The height difference between Cash and Claudio, and even Mox is a good 4 or 5 inches taller than Dax. Yeah, I guess I've never noticed that as bad as maybe because that camera angle is just right there.
Yeah, I hadn't noticed that either. But
they're a couple short guys.
You got to be fired up about this potential matchup, Shep.
I am. I mean, I thought the brawl afterwards was spectacular, and all the security guards and the guys trying to run him down. The best part was Claudio was pulling Dax's arm, like hanging off, and Dax is like punching at his arm. It looked like two little kids, but it worked out well. They had people all over their backs. It was a brilliant brawl, actually. I thought well done.
And what I laughed about was when Dax and Mox started throwing haymakers. It took like a second or two before Cash and Claudio even started. It was kind of like they're watching them for a second. Like, oh yeah, we got to do this too.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
But these four guys, I mean, without a title being in the picture, these four guys could go out and have a classic tag match where a title ain't gonna do any good. So. Yeah, I hope we get something like this at Revolution. And I love the FTR coming out protecting their show. They're a Collision people. Claudio and Mox bounce back and forth. But, hey, you're not going to come on to our show and tell us we're not the best. We're the best. So
they are colliders. Yep. They've kind of taken, I mean, it's no hidden secret that they're really good friends with CM Punk. That was Punk's show, and they've kind of taken the seat since Punk got fired. So,
Yep.
Up next, Daniel Garcia faced Shane Taylor. Shane Taylor's getting a lot of TV. Shane Taylor Promotions, I should say, getting a lot of TV time lately. I love the way Shane Taylor punches. He doesn't hold anything back. His punches look so realistic.
He's a big boy.
Looks like they could knock you out at any time. So, but in the end, Daniel Garcia keeps this push going for Garcia. Got his 5th win of the year on Collision on Collision. And but he made Shane Taylor tap out. When Moxley went through Shane Taylor Promotions, he was making people pass out. But Shane taps out to Daniel Garcia, so pretty big notch there in Garcia's belt.
It is.
That's because he's part of the bloodline. We'll get to that later.
Yes, we will. Eddie Kingston backstage. He calls out the Young Bucks for what they did to Sting and Darby. He also calls out Bryan Danielson for taking away Brian Keith's moment. Kingston challenges Danielson to Revolution for his title, but Kingston says he's adding a little stipulation to the match. He says when he beats Danielson has to shake his hand because he doesn't think Danielson respects him. He thinks it eats at Danielson that Danielson lost to somebody that he thinks he's better than.
One of the best promos we've seen on TV in a while.
Yep, it was short, sweet, to the point, authentic.
Yeah.
Yep. That's gonna be a fun match for sure.
Oh yeah.
That is, and I don't see. I'm not saying a prediction, but with that type of stipulation, it's hard for me to see him dropping the belts that quickly, and him getting that handshake or something along those lines.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you there.
And because as Danielson's doing this, he is the biggest prick heel there is right now. for what he's doing, and it's perfect for his character.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, he's over. Well, it would have been last night for us, but him and Zack Sabre Jr. I think were on a New Japan card this weekend. I thought I saw that. That's why we did not see him.
I know it's coming up. I don't know.
I thought it was. Hold on here. I can't.
There's a bounty hunter behind Shep.
Yes, it is.
I figure you guys are looking stuff up, so
it was last night.
Was last night?
Yeah, and Danielson shook his hand and doesn't tell me I'm on X right now, and it's all in freaking Chinese. I can't read it.
Japanese,
Japanese,
dirty knees. Take us back to the elementary school days there.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Sabre probably got the win, I'm guessing, since Danielson beat him last time they fought.
Yeah. But all the video highlight right now is just both of them look like they went through a war. They're both drenched in sweat. And Danielson shook his hand. They bowed. Danielson got out of the ring. So
yeah, Sabre probably went over.
Yeah.
So Brian Cage was accompanied to the ring by Prince Nana to face Shep's boys, the Outrunners. The mascot of the Vegas Golden Knights was there to cheer on the Outrunners. It's just randomly. His name's Truth. He took a beating from Brian Cage. And then eventually Hook came out after Cage, beat the Outrunners. Hook came out and they started brawling on the entranceway. Went to backstage, and then we never saw anything else. So, yeah.
Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back, boys.
All right.
The Outrunners have been getting some time on ROH. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand they can go on television and do the job. I get that. I don't think they should be in a handicap match against this jackass.
That's 2 weeks in a row they've lost handicap matches, once to Hook and once to Brian Cage.
So come on.
Yeah. So
give him a little respect, boys.
We're obviously going to get the FTW title match, Hook and Brian Cage. That feels like a pre-show match at Revolution to me.
Yeah. But as we're talking, I was still listening. But the difference here, at least we let the Outrunners get some offense in against Hook. They got nothing against Cage.
Squashed.
That was ridiculous because those guys are almost the same height as Cage. They're not as big, but he shouldn't have been able to just take a hit and go, "Oh, you did nothing. Oh, I'm the Terminator." Coffee's hitting. Sorry, boys.
I'm starting to hover over to the button. Hold back.
You know what? That jackalope doesn't deserve him the reason of me getting the. So there's other people that deserve it more. I'm not going to give that jackass the time of day.
Hey, since the Bucks aren't using the Elite anymore, does that mean we can take the song and use the explicit? Reword
Probably
it
not.
And pop
Probably
in the
not. I should get a hold of some of my musician friends and see if they can replicate it. Then we could use it because then
you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it because that would be a great way to get our first ever cease and desist letter from AEW, and we can frame it.
I can frame it and put it on the wall. I don't have one.
And it might even be signed by TK himself. There you go. It's a free way to get an autograph.
Yeah. I like it. We're on to something. New goal for 2024.
Yes. How many of those can we get?
Well, it's only February.
Plenty of time.
It's true.
It's damn true.
Adam Copeland comes out next. He said due to the rankings, he has a choice of title to challenge for at Revolution. Said he eventually wants to challenge Eddie Kingston for his dozen other titles, which that would be fun. He insinuates that he wants the TNT title. from Christian Cage, but he's interrupted by Daniel Garcia. Garcia believes championship opportunities should be earned by wins. He has also been racking up the wins, just like Adam Copeland. He thinks he deserves a shot. Copeland says he respects Garcia and proposes that they have a match in Dynamite. Winner faces Christian at Revolution. But he also said the only reason he wasn't ripping Garcia's face off is because Garcia already went through a match. He said, now you're threatening to take food off my family's table. And pretty much said, I'm going to kick your ass on Wednesday. How do you guys feel about that match? Who do you think comes out and faces Christian? So I've seen the IWC take both sides. So
I want somebody besides Edge, Adam Copeland, whatever. That they need to move on from that. I know he's having these matches with the younger talent that he wants to work with. I would love to see him get into a feud with Eddie after Eddie's done with Brian. So I think those two could have some really, really good interactions because they both like the classic professional wrestling style in the ring and on the mic outside of it.
I think you have to go with Copeland because I think you have to put a finish on the what would be a trilogy versus Christian, and you got to do it at a pay-per-view. But one takeaway I had was I think Adam's better suited as a heel than a babyface because he had a little heelishness in that promo or that back and forth with Garcia. And I think that would hit for the company better than Copeland as a babyface because the company needs more strong heels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because every heel they get, they end up just turning babyface because the crowd gets behind them.
Exactly. So, and then that way he and Christian can eventually form a team and maybe go after tag team gold. Maybe I can get one of my predictions right.
No. That'll be in 25, so you'll lose that one.
Yeah, you might be right.
If he goes heel and him and Christian do form a tag, I don't dislike that. But you can't have Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus. I'm not calling him by his new name. Kill Switch, whatever.
Dino Man.
Dino Douche. As Cornette calls him. I think those guys got to be gone. It's just got to be them two. Yeah. I don't think Adam needs to go into a 4-man faction.
No.
So
doesn't work for him. He's tried it in the past.
Yeah.
Judgment Day.
Yep, exactly.
The only faction he was good at was with the Brood.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was only 3, really.
There was only 3,
but I think that's what happens is have Copeland turn heel. So we feel like we're going to get him and Christian together. And then instead you have Nick Wayne and, as Shep calls him, Dino Douche turn on Christian. Copeland comes out, makes the save, and then those two kind of work together. You don't form the team right away, but let Nick and Killswitch keep attacking Christian and Copeland keep saving him, and eventually Christian goes, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues you could go down to get there. So but we'll see who comes out victorious on Wednesday and ultimately faces Christian at Revolution because Garcia's hot right now. He's getting a push.
He is hot, yeah.
But Copeland is too. He has he even lost yet in AEW? Oh, he lost to Christian. Yeah, he lost to Christian. After he won the title, he lost it again. He's lost to Christian twice. So
yeah.
All right. Yeah. Duh. Brody King versus Mark Briscoe. This match got a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty physical match. I like it though. It's at first I'm like, it's kind of random. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the story they've been telling Briscoe against the House of Black.
Yep.
I still am waiting for that day we get Malachi in singles action again, but I'm almost ready to give up on that. But Brody King's fun to watch because a dude that big should not be able to move as fast as he does.
Oh man,
he does, and I think you might get this. I think if they continue this into Revolution, I think you might get Mark versus Malachi.
I'd be all about that. About that.
Yeah.
And if it gets uneven on the sides, obviously FTR, you could see them continuing that story as well.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, and FTR and Garcia right now are number one in the trios rankings.
I thought it said Garcia was ranked number 4 with FTR.
I think 4 was Briscoe and the Hardys,
Mm.
which is weird because now the Hardys are becoming heels.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. And it's weird. It's Bullet Club Gold is number 2, but they're part of the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. So I still think that's the direction they're going there for the Revolution. But the trios, I know we're kind of we're going down a rabbit hole a little bit here. The trios titles,
not us.
they're becoming so irrelevant, in my opinion. Like they
Mhm.
just don't feel important.
They are, and I think that's why you need those guys at Revolution to unify the ROH and the AEWs, and we're just going to have one trios champion and go back and forth as little as you see. So you can do one pay-per-view every other month for Ring of Honor, or even maybe every 3 months.
Yeah, not too many of them anymore.
So
yeah, and if that's the case, I already have my pick for it. So
I went ahead. I'm pulling up the rankings to see where everybody's sitting here. Trying to. There we go. I want to make sure I'm correct.
Scenario, Shep could rewind it a match or two and see what they threw up when Garcia came out.
Well, that doesn't help when you go to the. Oh my God! When you go to the website, that they have rankings back in August of 20. There we go. Different page here. All right. So your contenders for your men's championship, Swerve and Hangman, are tied at 1, of course. Adam Copeland 3, Moxley 4, Konosuke Takeshita 5. For women's, Peraza 1, Thunder Rosa 2, Akira Shida 3, Sky Blue 4, Mariah May 5. Tag team, Ricky Starks and Big Bell 1, Mox and Claudio 2, Top Flight 3, Private Party 4, FTR 5. And trios, FTR and Daniel Garcia 1, Bullet Club Gold 2, Hardys and Mark Briscoe 3, Blackpool Combat Club 4, and Dark Order 5.
Okay. All right. So I must have misread it. No harm.
That's all right.
No harm, no foul.
But Brody King was victorious over Mark Briscoe.
Yes.
Mark went for the froggy bow, but got distracted by Julia Hart. Brody then pushed him off onto the table, put him back in the ring, him with a Gonzo bomb for the win. Then after the match, Julia spiked Mark right in the head with the metal spike.
Yeah. And in all honesty, who wouldn't get distracted by Julia? So can you blame the man?
No, you can't. So good stuff, though. Good stuff. Doesn't make Mark look weak. I mean, it was a dirty win by the House of Black, and wouldn't expect anything different. So
nope.
No, and I like what they're doing with Mark. You know, putting him out there in matches like this as a single competitor, not always putting him in a tag or a trios match. So in his, when he's talking, he's like, I'm just trying to find my way. Never done this in 25 years or whatever. So I'm just gonna do it on my own. So like him right now.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Deonna Purrazzo went over Kiera Hogan. Pretty quick match here. But man, they're making her look like a star, which I think she is. I mean, she's was well credited in Impact and doing well already in AEW. And, credit to Tony Khan. I know we've given him a lot of flack over the years, and deservingly so, about the women's division, but he's signing more top-tier women's talent, and all of a sudden he's starting to give them more matches, too. We're starting to see 2 women's matches per Collision, at least, so nice to see.
Yeah,
finally listening.
Collision is becoming the women's brand, so to speak.
And I think Miss Mercedes Monet is going to be on Collision, too. So.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who do you want her first feud to be with?
Oh, I want it Britt Baker or returning Britt Baker. I think that's money right away.
So Mercedes comes out at Big Business. She's talking about how excited she is. And then all of a sudden Britt's music hits and she comes out and says, this ain't going to be how it is. This is my division.
Yep. And that could be a big feud where your next pay-per-view after that would be Double or Nothing. So you could stretch it out to Double or Nothing. Yeah, I think that's a big money feud right away because
big money.
We haven't seen Britt. We haven't seen Britt in a long time. So.
No, we haven't.
She was hurt though, right? She's got some nagging injuries.
Yeah, she was. She did interview with Brandon Walker and Mark Titus on Barstool the other day. That was pretty interesting. The one clickbait takeaway I had was how mad MJF was about Cody getting a neck tattoo of Revolution 2020 because he felt like Cody's neck tattoo was going to take away his spotlight.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. So, yep. Let's see here.
Tony Storm's match.
Yes, thank you. Against Queen Emanata.
Miss Collision herself.
Yeah, and she was even on the intro for the.
Yeah.
That's right.
For the. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I watched. That's what made me know where we were at because I just saw the other match and I'm like, oh, that's Tony Storm. Hey, that's where we're at.
But Tony ends up getting the win in this match, of course. But the funniest part was the very end. She was addressing the crowd about her impressive technical match. On Dynamite, she will debut a new short film, and she told Peraza that the pain of not being so much as a tiny wart on my butthole will haunt you for the rest of your bloody life.
Yeah.
I think TK just gives her a hot mic and says, say whatever the hell you want. Because, I mean, some of this stuff is, I mean, obviously the show is PG-13, I think is what it's rated on television. But I mean, it's great adult humor. It really is. I mean, I know there's a lot of little kids in the seats nowadays, and you got to be careful. You got to walk a tightrope sometimes, but I mean, it makes a 41-year-old dude laugh when
she's
a girl
great.
says the word butthole. I mean, it makes you two laugh. You say the word butthole.
I was trying not to laugh, but
buttholes in 69. Just
it's just.
But yeah, this timeless Tony Storm has really done wonders for Tony Storm.
Yep.
You know, and she does a really, you know, if you're talking about the humor and kids and adults stuff, she does a really good job of walking that line. You know, we got tits out from her.
Chin up, tits out.
Yeah, chin up, tits out. Watch out for the shoe. And now it's time for a commercial break. But she's done a really good job of delivering stuff that adults will enjoy just as well as kids, and especially the inner child in the adults. So I think she's $1 million right now.
Yeah. And which if you ask my wife, I act like a child all the time. So
mine says the same. Don't worry.
Yep. That's 3 for 3 there. So
my wife says she has 4 kids, not 3. And I'm the 4th.
You're just the biggest.
Yes.
So far we know 5 matches for Revolution. So Danielson against Sting and Darby versus the Jacksons. Even though I don't know if is that officially announced, but whatever, we know it's going to happen.
It'll be there.
Deanna against Tony, Joe against Hangman and Swerve, and what's the other one? Yeah.
Roddy and Orange.
Thank you, Roddy and Orange.
Roddy and
Project Strong Orange. Yep.
I couldn't think of Roddy's name for the second there. It was throwing me off.
So the cards come together really, really big, which usually Revolution, looking back on it, it's usually, I mean, AEW delivers with all their pay-per-views, but Revolution's one every year you look and you're like, that might have been the card of the year. And it's looking pretty darn good so far.
And it's one of the few shows of the year that we're watching the Wednesday before so we can make our predictions going, all right, hold on. We're at 5 matches. Oh, crap, now we're at 10.
Well, and the beauty of doing it on Sunday now, I mean, we could talk about this later, but maybe we do another earlier Sunday podcast the day of Revolution.
It is on Sunday, isn't it?
It is on Sunday, March 3rd.
Yeah, so we could do that. That.
That way we can do all the predictions. We don't have to do 7 when then there's 10 matches 3 days later.
Or we can go back to the old school ways and we can do a Saturday night after Collision at 10:15.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah. Because that's just what Shep needs to do at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night is to get on a live stream with a hot mic. that nothing will go wrong at all.
Nope.
It'll be one of those. Shep, you doing okay? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll be doing what he just says right there.
Yeah, but the difference is this is the first one. And if it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday, I'll be 7 deep and I'll be like, I'll wake up in the morning just being like, God, you're a piece of shit. But oh well, let's do it again.
Yeah.
Happens a lot.
He'll wake up Sunday morning and go, I am never drinking again. Oh, wait.
It was I tend to enjoy my adult beverages, but last night was one of those nights where they tasted way too good, and before I knew it, it was no turning back. It was I can't go backwards. It's only going forward. So I came home from my event and decided to watch Collision and make another adult beverage, which is exactly what I needed. I text you guys a couple obscenities about Brian Cage, and unfortunately, I had to watch the rest of Collision this morning because I just took a little nap on the couch out here. And anyways.
Yep. Good stuff.
Good stuff. But I feel great. Actually, after having an HPV and one of these, it's full throttle. It's full throttle for the Super Bowl. Better watch out.
Well, who was full throttle with his chops last night was Ishii against Orange Cassidy. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, he always lays it in. We've seen him quite a few times in AEW, but he never picks up wins. But God dang.
I think I sent this to you guys last night. But did you see the comparison to him and a real bull, like the bulldog thing I sent you guys? How he literally looks like a bulldog.
Yeah.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
They call him the Stone Pitbull, but he looks like a bulldog.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was back and forth. It was a long match. It was a good match, but we knew Orange wasn't going to lose. Orange ended up getting the win with one of his classic roll-ups.
Mm-hmm.
I like that finish with Ishii though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that guy needs to take a pin or a submission. Well, I mean, he took a pin, but the way he did the roll-up.
Well, it's more realistic. I mean, a guy of Orange Cassidy size, you really going to knock Ishii out with an orange punch? Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Not even 7 of them.
So then after the match, Orange is struggling to get to his feet. Taven, Bennett, and Strong come in and attack him. And Ishii comes in to save him. And then so does Trent. Comes out with a chair. So
yeah.
We go off air of Collision.
One thing I noticed though, and Shep, you might be able to catch it. When they started attacking him, Ishii was at the top of the entrance, and he just looked back a couple times and then stepped back behind the curtain and was like, all right. It was just one of those. He walked back there, looked back at him going, who cares? Yeah. And then he got back there and it's like, all right, I better go help him.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I enjoy watching that guy. I'm glad to see. I'm glad that AEW brings him in and we get to watch him a lot. A lot of the New Japan guys, it's a treat. I mean, I don't think we understand, or I don't think the typical AEW fan understands how lucky. And I'm not just trying to, put over TK here, but I don't think they understand that with the new options of wrestling that we get to watch compared to 5-6 years ago, and you see the forbidden door. And I know Tripp's shit on that term last week or 2 weeks ago, but he's got other things that he has to worry about. We're lucky to see these other talents perform on our soil and our television show that 5-6 years ago we would have never ever got to see. Yeah, we could 5-6 years ago we could live stream New Japan on your laptop or whatever, which is great. But now you get to see him in another promotion in America on television on a weekly free television show. We're lucky as hell.
Yeah, we're lucky, and we I think we take it for granted.
We do now.
Like you said, we've been used to it the last 4 years, but before that, like you said, we never saw it.
Never saw it.
So,
the only time we ever saw it was the WCW versus WWE invasion angle, but Vince had already bought the damn company, so there was all one company at this time.
That's and maybe we go down that rabbit hole one day with a podcast of big what ifs in wrestling. That's one of mine. They screwed that up so bad.
Oh yeah.
It was because they couldn't get the big hitters in because of their contracts with Warner. They were just sitting home getting paid. I mean, you had guys like Sean Stasiak, and I mean, your biggest guys were Booker T and DDP, which they're great. They're legends, but they didn't know what to do with DDP. So they turned him into a stalker heel. It was just awful. That whole thing was awful. Just awful. Yeah. Is what it is. Show of the week.
Man, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dynamite. Mainly because of the main event.
I thought All Around Collision was a better show. I thought it was a better wrestling show.
Okay.
I'm going Dynamite as well. I thought it was one of their stronger Dynamites in quite a while. Start off hot with an early match of the year contender for me, and then finished hot with seeing a legend get gold for the first time in many years, and then a hot heel angle at the end. We got a big announcement that I know people are like, "Oh my god, he just made an announcement for a special Dynamite." Well, I mean, read between the tea leaves. He was coming in a month. That's a pretty big deal for your women's division. So I'm going Dynamite, and I'm going 8-2.
I didn't even think to throw my rating out there. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm at 8-1.
I chose Collision. Not that I didn't enjoy Dynamite and Sting winning the gold and obviously the swerve and Hangman thing, but I thought through the middle of that show there was not a lot of meat in the middle where we got it on Collision. Like Collision a lot, and I was going 7.9 for Collision.
Yeah, good stuff.
He's just going with Collision every week because that's where he's
a collider. He's a collider.
He's an FTR.
I'm still waiting for one of us to pick Rampage one of these weeks, but Rampage, I think, as an hour show would really have to be pretty incredible to get.
It'd have to be a banger show, and I'll be the first one to admit on Thursday morning when I'm drinking my coffee and reading my dirt sheets, and it's right there. Spoilers, click here. Yeah. I read it.
Yeah, no, it's easy to do. It's easy to do. So, yeah. How about wrestler of the week? This is a tough one because there's a lot of good choices this week.
Shep, I'll let you go first.
I'm going with Takeshita.
I like it.
I mean, I know there's a language barrier there. That's why you don't see him talk, obviously, a lot. We got him with Don Callis, who's obviously a great talker. I want to see him. I know he's a young guy. He's still in his 20s. But, I mean, that guy has world championship abilities in the future. So, and then the match with Jericho, like I said, he carried a legend. Jericho's a legend. We all agree that, whether you like him or not, with all his shit rumors behind him, whatever, he's still a legend. And Takeshita went out and had an awesome match with him, and he carried him. That's my wrestler of the week.
Yep. Yeah, I think he's gonna get a big push, deservingly so too.
And Tanner, I'm going to let you go ahead and go. But I want to just say, you talked about the Jericho rumors. Notice nobody's talking about those anymore now that that other news came out.
Well, and the crowd in Phoenix, which kudos to the Phoenix crowd. They were hot. They were awesome for Dynamite, and even on Rampage. They were singing along to Judas once again. So I know that rubs some people the wrong way on the internet because it's, as you kind of said, Paul, it's kind of like brushed aside already, which sometimes that happens. But if the allegations are true, it'll come back up. So
and here's my thing, and she's somewhat talented if she could ever stay with a company, but this isn't the first, and he wasn't the last person she made allegations against. And this is only one individual bringing it up that I saw. I didn't see anybody else come forward with these type of allegations. And I could be wrong because, again, you guys follow the dirt sheets closer than I do because I like to be surprised about what's going to happen. But I haven't seen too much more other than this one individual making these accusations.
You're from what I've read, you're correct, Paul. And I would think when something serious like this comes out, a guy like Tony Khan would do his own investigation, because let's be honest, Tony Khan has a lot of money. He has a lot of money invested in AEW. He has a lot of money invested in Chris Jericho. But if they were true, and they were all proven true, Tony Khan has zero hesitation of getting rid of somebody, aka look what happened to Punk. He would get rid of Jericho faster than the freaking private jet could be fired up and get him out of there.
Yep.
So right now, like you said, they're allegations. If they're true, he's a piece of shit. Obviously, if they're not, Tony Khan's going to let him perform, and we move on. And that's the only way you can look at it, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
And like you said, Shep, and with the morale and everything of AEW, which they said's at a really high point right now compared to what it has been, you don't want to take any chance of your morale getting back down. So if those allegations were true, yeah, I think he'd have no problem to gone.
Yep.
Like we're not messing around here. So
Yeah, and at least worst case scenario, he would have taken him off of TV.
yeah, and they didn't do that.
Exactly.
Not even close.
Exactly. So that's when I went, right.
Yeah.
And like I said, this individual seems to be a trend with them. Is every company they've been in, there's been some type of allegations, and that's why that individual has left.
My rest of the week, I want to go a tie with Swerve and Hangman just because that match was awesome and a great way to kick off the whole week for AEW. But I got to go cop out. I got to pick Sting. I got to pick the Icon, the Vigilante. Dude's got gold for the last time in his career. It's gonna be interesting to see if he keeps it through Evolution and stays undefeated, then vacates it, or Darby gets a new partner, or if he goes out on his back against the Bucks. But
I don't think Sting would let that happen. I don't. Obviously reports he didn't want to win the belt to begin with, so that means he is 100% putting over the talent and riding off in the sunset out of his territory.
Yep.
I mean, he is old school as old school gets when it comes to that.
Yeah, I also read an interesting note about Revolution. I guess it was originally going to be in the Midwest. They didn't say where, but then with tying in Sting's retirement match is when they moved it to Greensboro. So, which it's selling unbelievably well. They keep adding more tickets to it because it's selling so well. So,
they're well over 10,000 seats, aren't they?
Oh, they're getting close to 17,000, I think.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm gonna check that and why Paul gives us his pick.
Yeah. While you do that, I'll say you said Midwest. Our luck, it was going to be in Indianapolis.
I know.
Revolution in Indy got moved to.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sting. No.
They've sold 15,289 with 144 still available to purchase with current setup.
Okay. It'll change. I've got a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be
it gets the more matches announced.
That'll be a hot crowd too. That'll be a hot crowd. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Wrestler of the week. I was gonna do two. One of them being Swerve because that was such a good match. But I'm gonna go with a guy I don't think I've had as my wrestler of the week, and if I have, it's been a while. Daniel Garcia delivered a good match against Shane Taylor, and then having the gonads to come out and get in Copeland's face. You gotta, and the crowd loves the guy all of a sudden.
Yeah, they do. That Continental Classic did wonders for him, and that's what it's meant to be. And then it did for him big time.
Yep, he may have had some of the lower end on wins, but he came out probably a bigger star than Eddie did, in my opinion.
It helped them. It helped him by taking those losses. Crowd got behind him, so when he eventually beat Brody, it was a big deal. Now he's got a partnership with FTR, which helps. Crowd loves FTR, so yeah, he's on the. They're doing the right. They're pushing the right buttons with Garcia, which I'm glad because going into this year, I'm like, I was kind of lost on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you brought up the Continental Classic, and I got to thinking, and I just because I saw Ishii over my shoulder here.
Yeah.
AEW usually gives 1, 2, 3 talents to New Japan for G1.
Mm-hmm.
Does New Japan next year give a couple talents and put them in the Continental Classic,
I
and
think,
throw a couple CMLL guys in there.
yeah,
We get a true tournament?
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And especially for New Japan, you look at it this way, and I know they got a good partnership with AEW. AEW's now got Ospreay. Suppose you got Okada coming up. They're taking their big guys. So these next guys, I mean, Saber's probably going to become their number one guy in their company. And these guys, these other guys who are going to step up, they're going to need to be known around the world more. So if they got an opportunity to get them over here on American television from time to time, I think you go for it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And like you said, being Sabre Jr. going to probably be one of the headliners in New Japan, especially with Danielson just putting him over.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously those two had I'm going to watch the match. I haven't watched it yet, but
it's good.
Just by reading what foreign language I can read.
Nothing.
Exactly.
There was a thumbs up in there somewhere that he understood.
Well, there's a thumbs up, yeah. And I saw a couple gold stars already in some of the tweets. So people are giving dipshit Dave hasn't watched it yet or rated it.
Oh no,
yet.
he's always late on a star rating. It's like 3 days later. It's like, come on, Dave.
Well, I mean, you ever remember watching?
He's got to find his way to the computer through all that paperwork.
No shit.
His
office. He should be on an episode of Hoarders, not the Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes.
What an idiot.
Yes.
He can be an absolute idiot at sometimes.
He can be. He's really good at what he does, but other times it's like, okay, we know you're friends with these people.
Just shut up.
You're just siding with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, before you start another topic, boys, I'm going to take a quick break, a quick commercial break, and play some elevator music because this is empty.
And while you do that, I will talk about the announcement that I sent to you guys last night from FWF. Not the announcement of FWF, anything related to that, but I was just wrapping up, setting up, and I got a notification from X, and it prayers out to Maurice, The Miz, and their family. This is truly sad news. He's loud.
I muted his mic.
Yeah. And I'm going, okay, what just happened here? You know, my first thought was Papa Miz passed away or something, or Maurice's mom or something, you know. Turns out it wasn't quite as bad, but Maurice has been diagnosed with a very rare precancer of the ovaries.
Yeah.
She does say that she's remaining positive and she's determined to beat this, but, you know, prayers out to her and the entire Mizanin family. This is something that can be devastating. Now, on a lighter side of that, I was talking about it back in the locker room, and after it kind of set in for a little bit, because it is a serious thing, couple of us said, you know, if Miz didn't have those big balls, man, she'd be fine. It's all Miz's fault.
Yeah, but you're that's a good light take on it, but
but
the seriousness, yeah.
Thoughts out to them.
You're talking about obviously the Miz and Maurice and her situation.
Maurice,
Yep.
I read her tweet, and she says that the lady doctor in Los Angeles she finally sees basically saved her life, and preached out to her, and it sounds like they caught it quickly enough, and she's set up for a full hysterectomy here in like 4 weeks or whatever, and then that should basically put her 100% road on the mend. So obviously awesome that she found a badass doctor out in California and took care of her.
Yeah, absolutely. Whoa.
I'm messing with something here.
Virtual backgrounds.
Yes.
They work better with a green screen.
I'll see if I can get. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to see if I can get this to work. I don't know if it's gonna work. I'm trying to go for the cheap pop here.
Oh Lord. Cheap pop or cheap heat?
Pop.
Okay.
Maybe.
There you go. Does that help with my glare?
Yeah, you might want to move over a little bit so we don't see him in the background.
Oh, geez, you're in Meltzer's.
Yeah, he's in Meltzer's office.
Watch out for the cockroaches.
There's a really big one right behind
man.
him. That's why I told him he needed to scoot over.
Yeah.
There he is.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm glad that worked. I wasn't sure if it was going to work or not.
yeah, it works.
I'll hang out here in Uncle Dave's office for the rest of the pod. So, yeah.
While we
on
talk
his
about
ancient computer back there.
Yeah. What is? I mean, that looks almost like a Mac, like the Macs that we had in school with the
Oh, it
colorful
is.
background.
I'm sure this was taken a while back, but still.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's taken a while back. He's actually got organizers in the back corner there where in Dark Side of the Ring, that shit's just on the floor.
Yeah. There's stuff on the floor too.
Yeah. Next to a half-eaten Lunchable, probably from that dork. No offense to people that like Lunchables. I used to like them too, but
yeah.
I still like them every now and then.
I saw a guy on YouTube eat a Lunchable for lunch every day throughout a week and then rate them the other day. It was kind of entertaining.
What kind of fucking time do you have on your hands to?
Well, that's a way to get it explicit without.
Uh-oh, I'm back.
Yep, as you say, you froze, but
You got so
it was a quick
excited you
video.
broke it.
Did you get my rant before I froze?
I got the F-bomb. That's why I threw the explicit.
I'm like, wait a minute. Did you say you watched YouTube videos of a guy eat Lunchables for a week?
It was a YouTube video of a guy eating Lunchables like for lunch each day out of the week, and then he rated them. Yes, he's a popular YouTuber that rates stuff.
I want Tanner's job, Paul.
I didn't say it was during work time. I just said I watched a YouTube video. I didn't say what time it was. Guys are trying to get me in trouble here.
Oh, sorry. Any First Federal people listening. Tanner,
I'm sure they're all listening and having a party.
Tanner works 8 to 5 every day, just like y'all bankers do.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, good stuff. But all right, well, before we wrap this up, let's get into one other big topic. We're shifting gears from AEW to the WWE for this one. It was the WrestleMania Kickoff Show that took place in Las Vegas on Thursday night. And we do now know that Roman Reigns is going to be defending his title against Cody Rhodes. But there was a lot of other things going on, too.
Okay, before we get into that, what made them have this in Las Vegas?
Super Bowl.
Just
more hype.
But what was Saturday in Vegas? Collision.
Oh, yeah. It
was
outside Vegas. Yeah.
So was this, we're going to go out and do the Super Bowl thing? Or are we going to go out and try to overshadow our competitor? Because now they're competitive.
Probably a little bit both.
It was almost. I thought it was a more slap to AEW than, hey, let's go out during media week of Super Bowl.
Well, it was interesting too. I've never seen them do a kickoff show 2 months before an event before.
No, and then to call it a kickoff show, not even just like a press conference.
And I noticed one thing that stood out to me being on Peacock and not a cable television, the language barrier was completely gone.
The Rock was kind of on one with his language the other night.
And so was Seth Rollins. You could hear him in a hot mic too.
And Cody.
But leading up to this, it's been 2 weeks ago now, we saw Cody step aside and say, I'm going to finish my story, not at WrestleMania. And basically, we had a Rock Roman standoff. 5 days, we go another week after that, and the IWC, is that what you call them, Tanner, right?
Mm-hmm.
The IWC did not like what had happened. Rock was getting booed on national television. The Rock's daughter was getting threats, which I think that's stupid. That
Bunch of losers. Yeah.
That the keyboard, that stuff's stupid. But anyways, it was a very, very negative reaction. We get another week of negative reactions, and all of a sudden, we get The Rock on the Pat McAfee show going heel. Okay, sticking up for Roman Reigns and going heel. And then we get this live kickoff show, and all of a sudden, Rock and Roman are together, and he's protecting Roman, protecting the family. And we get a heel Rock. Boys, I'm telling you right now, the negative reaction, they stepped on their pee-pee, they realized it, they're backpedaling, and this is how they're spinning it off. Nice family tree there, Paul.
Yeah. That's what I've been off doing. That's why I've been quiet. I tried to download this. It came in a weird format, so I had to convert it, and then I had to chop it a little bit. But here is the Samoan family tree, including Mr. Danny Garcia. No, actually, that's Ms. Danny Garcia, but still, it's funny.
It is funny. But yeah, I think they have completely backpedaled their way around this, and they're trying to spin it off this way. And so I don't know what we're going to get with Rock at WrestleMania. He made a comment on the Pat McAfee show that he's in training camp. He's bought a new pair of boots. He's gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
But where right now, where does he fit in?
I don't know. I mean, do we form a tag team? Does he join the Bloodline? I mean, it's
so here's two ways. Obviously Seth gets involved at the press conference, right?
He looks like a punk.
I'm only here so Punk doesn't get fired.
I don't. If you spin it off as a tag team, night one, okay, Roman's Rock versus Rhodes and Rollins, right? That's pretty big main event. And then you stack night two, you have, Cody Roman, and then you have Rollins and whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. So you actually have two world title matches, one to kick off the show, one to end the show. I mean, there's ways they can do this, but which is fine. But what I'm laughing more about is how I feel they're backpedaling. That the biggest company in the world stepped on their dick and they tried to spin it off this way now.
Yeah, because the one thing out of this that doesn't make sense to me still is we still haven't addressed why Cody said, I'm coming after you, Roman, but not at WrestleMania. But now all of a sudden he's changed his mind. He said, I mean, we still haven't got that at all. Any explanation.
And you won't, because they're trying to spin it off.
Right.
The only thing I can think a way you could do this, and it's sloppy, it's way down there, but one thing you could do is say, I'm still coming for you. I'm coming for your title at WrestleMania, but I'm still coming for the entire table. I am taking the Bloodline down. Have him take out, Solo or the other Uso that's still with him.
Jimmy.
Yeah, the one that wears the Raw colors on SmackDown. Have him take him out. I did like how Cody brought up, he goes, oh, if the Bloodline's family, how's Jay? That, I thought that was a nice little touch. Things like that. But you could have this work as he starts taking out, because he said he's taking everything from him, but then not at WrestleMania. Say the title was the final straw that I was going to take from you. I'm taking everything else before then, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's
sloppy.
very
but,
sloppy.
It could be I never said I wasn't challenging you for the title. I just said I was coming for everything, not at WrestleMania.
I guess as Cody fans, we should be enlightened that Cody is in. It looks like he is going to get that title shot, so we got what we wanted. But yeah, it's very sloppy. And now we got heel Rock, which is interesting. First time he's been a heel since like 03.
Yeah.
He laid that slap in on Cody. I'll give that to him. Whew.
The best part of heel Rock was that backstage segment he had with Triple H.
Yep.
Told him he's got to fix this shit. They're not going to talk about my family that way. And, Trip says, hey, you over the line. And then Triple H comes out on SmackDown on Friday night and damn near buries The Rock.
Tried to.
And doesn't matter where you sit, you tried to overstep your authority. I love the multiple different references that H used in that promo on Friday.
Well, because I think the IWC was really hard on Triple H and really hard on The Rock with this decision, saying he's using this board seat as power. Mm-hmm. And Triple H had to come out and say, hey, just because you're on the board, I still got the pencil, boys. Mm-hmm. I think that's what he tried to do, put his authority back in there.
Right.
Yeah. But that was a great segment. The other thing was, I thought the line of the night was, hey, what was it? You might be the head of the table the last 2 years, but nobody's cooking, or what was that? I don't know how that went.
Yeah, on a Cody. Yeah.
Great line out of Cody. And Seth even popped. If you looked in the background when he said that, Seth popped for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, some really good stuff there. The panel on this. So you had McAfee, Big E, Punk, and Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Flipping amazing. Those guys had so much chemistry. Those four guys, McAfee, I could see being a little prick heel. Okay, he's cocky and arrogant enough. I mean, this guy started a podcast in his basement and is now maybe the biggest sports media guy in the world. I mean, you can't argue that. He had The Rock on his show, of all people.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously he brought the
He's
Rock.
the one guy to get the guy we don't mention anymore on the podcast on his show. That dude never did interviews with anybody.
Yeah, and and Dickhead did one with McAfee.
Yep.
I like that. Paul James's quote there. And Big E opens it up. Hey boys, I haven't been around in a while, but I'm just here so Punk doesn't get fined. That was awesome. And then I love Punk basically just taking off all the gloves and saying, look, you got to go bust his chops. He ain't going to disrespect you like that. You know, Punk getting a little bit vulgar there. Man, this was a pay-per-view moment with one wrestling match.
Yep. Yeah, it was.
That's how good it was.
That's what it was.
The funny thing is, it's all because they stepped on their pee-pee and tried to do it a different way.
I did one of my takeaways. I thought Rollins kind of looked like a clown. I mean, he's kind of left out there to dry. I mean, they kind of buried him. Roman buried him on the mic, and then he just kind of looked out of place there.
Well, he was wearing a green sparkly suit
and his white shoes.
Yeah, with his wife's shoes.
Too. Roman could say he's the tribal chief. He looks like a puppy compared to The Rock. The Rock's walking in front of him. The Rock's the one demanding this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
I know they don't announce next year's WrestleMania until this in the middle of the show, right? Is there any rumors? Have you seen where the next WrestleMania is at?
I have seen one rumor's London because they haven't done a foreign one ever. But the other rumor, where was the rumor I saw? Oh, Vegas.
Vegas,
yeah. Okay. Legion Stadium, yeah.
Legion. So if it's Vegas or London, two big venues, I think bigger than Philadelphia, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia is just a diehard wrestling town.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get a tag match between these two with Rock and Roman tagging together, then I think that almost guarantees you Rock Roman at the next WrestleMania, whether it's in Vegas or London.
Yeah.
You know, I was really hoping McAfee would politic behind and get it at Lucas Oil. I think it'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I ever told you guys this story. When the WrestleMania 8 was at the RCA Dome, my dad actually turned down free tickets.
Oh.
So obviously you see this behind me, Chevrolet guy, right? Dad's a Chevrolet dealer. Chevrolet had a sponsorship with RCA Dome, and they offered tickets to these Chevrolet dealers. And Dad's like, "Yeah, my kid watches that shit, but I ain't gonna take it. I was, I don't know, 6, 7 years old, right? I'm not gonna drive his ass all the way down to Indianapolis and watch this stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah." He told me he turned down tickets to that. And I'm like, to this day, I'm like, that's when Ric Flair came.
And Warrior came back.
And Warrior came back at the RCA Dome, WrestleMania 8. So we need WrestleMania back at Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
I would try to attend to that. I would too. I would never do their stupid package, those travel packages.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I hit the lottery, I'd do it. Yeah. But
no, I still Mania's on my bucket list. One of these days to get to, and Royal Rumble is too, to be honest. So.
I almost would rather see a Royal Rumble, but I would rather do that than go to a freaking Super Bowl like we're going to watch today.
I think
that too. I mean, I love football. I'm a huge football fan. I've been to a World Series game and I've been to an NBA Finals game. I'm not going to go to a Super Bowl though.
It's a little
maybe if the Colts are back in it, but
I'd if I got tickets, if the Broncos were in it, I'd go. But honestly, if they weren't, I would rather just watch it on the couch if they weren't in it.
I'd get me a 600 section nosebleed seat and
still pay $7,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'll still watch it from my home.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the nosebleed section, you might as well just watch it from home. You're just watching it on a TV anyway and paying 4 times as much for a beer than you're going to pay to go get it at your house, including a fine for driving while intoxicated.
No. We'll have to get Consuelo to come pick me up, or Mama Wayne will drive home that
there
night.
You go.
Yeah. Which is fine. She's a pretty good driver, guys.
I'm going to keep the comment I want to say to myself. I'm going to be nice today. I'm going to be clean. I'm going to be nice.
No, she just won, Paul. One.
That's one thing, Tanner, you didn't mention Nana doing the dance with the mascot.
The mascot, that was pretty good.
Or how about Nana doing the dance to motivate Swerve to get in to beat the 10 count?
Yes.
That was like, of all things, like this guy's dazed on the ground rolling around and his freaking guy's just dancing around him. That is fucking great.
He doesn't pick him up, throw him back in. He
dances around him.
One more thing with this whole WrestleMania feud. Anyway, they turn into a triple threat, and The Rock still gets in and somehow.
After seeing this kickoff show and the way The Rock and Roman interacted as on the same team, The Rock or Roman would have to do something
right
to piss the other one off, to step outside the boundaries, and I don't see that happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's what I see. If they do tag night one, okay. Cody, Rollins, whoever is the partner. You know, I've seen things like it should be Stone Cold. Stone Cold's talked about having another match and hit that glass drops. Oh my God. Can you imagine that place erupts if, mystery opponent, Cody picks his opponent, whatever. I could see Roman and Rock losing that match, having tension. And then that leads to WrestleMania 41. I always thought we would have Roman and Cody night one. Cody wins, finishes his story, and then we get away from the celebration and Roman going through Gorilla, and there's Rock, and you disrespected the family. You were not the head of the table anymore. You embarrassed this family name, yada yada yada, and that leads to them night 2.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that would be a way to spin it. But the way they're doing it now, again, they're flying from the hip, boys, because this is not their original plans. I'm telling you right now.
What happens if Punk never got hurt?
Yeah.
If Punk never got hurt, I swear it was gonna be Punk and Seth.
Yeah, but then Seth wouldn't be in on his tag, is what I'm saying. Would end up going,
Right.
So
all right.
And here's another thing, and this could happen. This could happen because Tony Khan plays ball. Okay. If it's not Stone Cold as a mystery opponent,
You take
it's not Seth,
idea.
it's fucking Dustin.
Asshole.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
family
going
versus family.
Not MJF.
Family versus family.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to bring up.
And TK plays ball and lets Dustin come back and have this match at WrestleMania.
That makes a lot more sense than what I was going to say. I know another guy who's a big-time mainstream star who could slide right in, John Cena.
Yeah, but...
You know what? His comb-over nowadays sucks. He looks like a fucking high school principal.
He does.
Of all things.
Of course, Cody's going to shoot for Cena's title as the best Make-A-Wish person in the WWE. He's already done 40 since he's been back.
So with The Rock being heel, I mean, I guess they ultimately could get their goal out of this, which is to make Cody even a bigger babyface than before. At the very end. I mean, if they play their cards right.
Yep.
But it's what I'm worried about. The one thing I'm worried about Cody is we've always seen him as the challenger or the guy chasing the title. What's he going to be like as a champion? Is all that prestige going to wear off after 5 or 6 months into it? Or
I think you're going to see Cody as the complete opposite of Roman. And I know right now we got Seth as a fighting champion,
right?
Always on television, always the workhorse. But I love how Cody will post on Twitter at the start of the month his schedule for the month, all the shows, and I mean there's SmackDowns, there's Raw, and then obviously all the house shows, or live events as we have to call them now.
Live events and premium live events.
Yeah. The fucking house shows. Why change? Why change a good thing?
Hey, now that guy's out, maybe we can bring back those terms and we can say belts, and fans, not the universe. Anyways, I see Cody continuing the schedule and continuing and putting that belt on the line. And I know you don't get it anymore, but you used to. I used to go to house events when I was a teenager and even in my early 20s, and they always advertised a belt, a challenge match, right? Like belts on the line. It's a house match. It's not going to change. It's happened, like 3 times in 100 years.
Yeah.
The belt changed on a house event.
Yeah.
But you still advertised a world heavyweight title match. They don't do that anymore.
No.
Champions
don't go to house shows anymore.
Yeah. So I really think he will bring that back. And I hope he does.
Yeah. It'd be good. It'd be good for business.
And if he does that, I think that's the way he keeps his momentum up. Like Tanner said, after 5-6 months, we're not just like, here comes Cody. We got to go, during his song, Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Good point. So, you guys got anything else you want to hit on around the world of wrestling?
All right. I want to pick your guys' brains on this because I've said with that other guy being gone and the fact that even now within WWE, they're referring to it as a new era of WWE. Nick Aldis said something Friday night that I kind of popped for, and I think it was just a mispronunciation on his behalf. But he said, now that we know the title picture, or now that we know the main event for the WWE Championship, let's talk about Seth Rollins in the World Heavyweight. Are we gonna finally get away from this undisputed WWE Universal 24/7 365 USA Intercontinental Championship that Roman's carrying and just go back to WWE Championship?
I hope so. I mean, I'm all in favor of just having one champion, not even two. But I understand why they do two, because two shows, blah 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 blah. But every other sport, if we're gonna categorize this as a sport, they have one champion. You have one Super Bowl champion. You have one NBA champion. You have one World Series champion. College sports, you have one champion. You don't have multiple champions.
You have one AEW World Champion.
Exactly. But in every other promotion, one champion. But if they have to do two, WWE champ, world champ. Yeah. Boom. Clear cut. Not this universal, undisputed crap.
But I can also see, and I know Seth's belt's fairly fresh, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A year old, and it's only been Seth, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cody wins at Mania. Cody and Seth unify those belts at SummerSlam. We get a new design.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, I'm going to want to say Cody's going to do that. And Cody being the workhorse, Cody's on Raw, Cody's on SmackDown every week. Here's the belt.
Yeah.
I'll travel. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I would be more favored to that, but I don't know. I think they're going to keep two belts.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think especially going into 2025 where Raw's on Netflix, not everybody's going to want to spend the $22.99 if they don't already have Netflix or whatever it is, $19.99 or whatever, just to watch a program that was on a channel they were already paying for. Now I got to pay extra to see this. This would give you a chance to keep at least your champion on both shows. So maybe him being whoever the champion is, being on both shows, that convinces people to go, you know what? All right, I'll spend the money. I'll start watching Raw again.
you know what pisses me off of what you just said, Paul?
What?
I remember when you could do online streaming of Netflix for $8.99 a month.
So do I.
It was under the $9.99 a month for the network back in the day.
Yep.
Now they give them $5 billion and it's $20 freaking dollars a month. Anyways, that's another rabbit hole.
And if you want to have it on more than like 2 or 3 TVs at a time, so when you have multiple children who like to watch Netflix, you've got to pay the extra and get the premium. It's like $25 a month.
Yeah, actually, funny you bring that up. I was complaining towards my wife.
No, not you.
Yeah, I should never complain to her because she
puts up with you. My God.
Yeah. She puts up with me, and then she puts up with a 3 and a 2-year-old that act like me. But we were in her truck the other day, and it was just her and I, so the boys weren't in there, and I wanted to listen to Busted Open, so I typed in channel 156 because I have it in my truck.
She doesn't have hers.
She has Sirius, but she does the base plan.
Yeah.
Unavailable. And I looked at her, I'm like, what? She's like, look, I'm trying to save you like $5 a month. Like, she does it out of like she's trying. And I'm like, I'm mad at her because I want to listen to Busted Open in her truck. And it's just like, all right.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. But
Yeah.
Well, and now I don't know how this is going to impact AEW, if at all. But, I think I sent you guys this in a text message this week. We had the news of ESPN, Fox, and Warner coming together this fall to create a new streaming app.
Yeah.
And it's all sports related. I don't know if AEW is going to, I mean, they have to re-sign a deal with Warner, but I don't know if they're going to land on the streaming service, but I can't think that app's going to be very cheap.
No. What's I joined, well, my the network was $10 a month, and when we moved to Peacock, how much is Peacock a month?
It varies with ads.
It's like $5.99. It is pretty cheap.
Okay. So I remember moving to Peacock because of the network. And then you get all the cock. Come on, Paul. Keep it PG, bud.
From the man who gets us the explicit rating. Damn.
I know.
It talks
But-
about Mama Wayne
Oh,
in
you want these-
leather.
you want to see some pictures? No. I can screen share, right?
I'll give you access.
Yes. No. Then
Uh,
Mama Wayne will quit sending them to me, so we can't.
That's
we can't do
true.
that. What was I talking about? You got me talking
Peacock
about
Network.
Peacock.
Mama Wayne and leather pants. That's all I need to. I don't need to talk about anything else.
Peacock.
And then you're gonna have Peacock, or then. But if they move to a streaming at some point with Raw being on Netflix, you got Peacock. People are gonna make choices.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And there's going to be some that do all three or whatever. Good for them.
Yeah.
There's going to be people that choices, because honestly, the only reason I'm a member of Peacock is because of the WWE content.
Yeah.
I don't watch. I don't watch.
After that and Big Ten. Now that the Big
Well,
Ten has
yep.
Yeah.
agreement with them. Yep.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't tell you I was a Netflix subscriber.
Back when they sent you DVDs.
Back when they sent you DVDs, yes. And you paid $5 or $6 a month to do the online thing.
Yep.
Oh,
So now-
Blockbuster could have bought them. They didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now I'm thinking, do I keep that because I want to watch Raw?
Yeah.
A couple, like, I want to watch the Raw after WrestleMania. About the only
Yes.
Raw I usually watch. Or leading into, the big events.
Right.
But is it worth $20 a month?
I know. It's
To watch-
definitely, yeah,
5
definitely
Raw.
got to make decisions.
So then if AEW does that, moves it to one of this mega platform for sports, it's like, come on, boys. And again, I know that's what we're all moving to. There's not going to be cable television in 15 years, 10 years?
No.
I'd say 5 to 10, probably 10.
Probably 10.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just,
I know. It's frustrating, but
It is. It's very frustrating.
This was a big discussion, 20 years ago when we're like, ooh, do we buy the extra $2 a month and get HD?
yeah,
Yeah.
kidding.
Does your cable provider provide HD,
HD?
720?
You have one of them
1080?
HD. You have one of them HD TVs.
Oh, you got a what?
Yeah. And okay, we're going down this rabbit hole. Remember when flat screen TVs, the screen was the only thing that was flat on these things? Because these things were like 5.5 foot tall and like 4 foot wide. And you had to dedicate a whole corner to just the TV. And then if you looked at it just wrong, the picture was gone.
It was so funny story. First actual flat screen TV or wall mounted TV I ever had. So I'm 22, 23 years old. I'm working for my father, but I'm umpiring baseball on the side. Every night I'm umpiring baseball, right? They paid you in cash.
Mm-hmm.
Took that cash home, threw it in a shoebox, whatever. So I remember my dad and his buddies are playing cards one night, and I come around. I have a beer with them or whatever, and I said, man, I really like one of those, TVs. They're like $3,000. And Dad goes, he smarts off. He says, I tell you what, if you pay half, I'll pay half. Well, he had no idea. He knew I umpired baseball, but he probably thought I did the damn thing for free. So I said, all right. He says, you provide me, $1,500, I'll pay the other half, right? So I walked in my closet, got in my Jordan freaking thing, and there's a whirl of 10s and 20s like this, right? From being paid out of the concession stand of the Little League Diamond. And I threw it right in front of him. He's like, oh, shit. So my mom was there, and Mom's like, dude, you got to hold up your end of the bargain. That weekend, we go to Best Buy in Kokomo, Indiana. I'll never forget this. We pick out this TV. We get it home, hang it on the wall. We got no damn sound.
Oh.
Well, back in the day, those were just monitors.
Yeah.
So he had to go back and buy a surround sound now for it. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. Like, he had to pay for it, right? So long story short, I'm working one day at my dad's store, and our accountant lady comes up and hands me a bill or my monthly statement. And I'm like, what's this? She's like, your dad put all this stuff on the credit card and said to put it to your account. It was the full amount. So he put my TV and surround sound on the business credit card, took my $1,500 cash, and then charged it back and took $50 out of my check every week. That's my first. That's my first dealing with a flat screen television.
That's great.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Ask Bobby about it.
I will have to. I'll have to bring that up.
Yeah.
And now $3,000 would buy you like a 80
the nicest one on the market.
Yeah, with
$3,000
surround sound.
$3,000 would buy you a 96-inch TV
and surround sound, or at least a sound bar.
Yeah. So I think the one behind me is like a 65-inch. That's a Costco special at like $425, I think.
Oh yeah, it's amazing the price of TVs anymore. Like everything, inflation's taking everything up, but TVs are like going down the price.
Whatever. That's my first experience with a flat screen TV. Thanks for bringing up old wounds, Paul.
Yeah, we got a comment here on YouTube from a great account on X. If you don't follow AEW Metrics, you need to do so.
Oh yeah,
he has awesome
fan of
tweets
AEW,
with metrics. Runs a great fantasy league that I've partook in the last few times he's done it. He said, "Late to the party, Jen. Sorry to miss all the AEW chat. Just wanted to say keep up the great work. Enjoy the game tonight, and hope all three of you in the fantasy league this spring." Which I will do. So.
I'm gonna get. Yeah, I'll probably still get to. I'm gonna get in it this.
Yeah,
spring.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
I'll get in it this spring.
Should have all three of us in it this spring.
Yeah, and then
we're gonna let's have a little wager because he does it quarterly, right?
Yes.
So we'll get in the second quarter.
Yep.
Right. All right.
Yeah, I think he fires up around double or nothing time, I believe.
All right. We'll have a little wager between the three of us.
Or maybe after Revolution Spring. Yeah, we'll do something. I mean, I'm not putting my KLP predictions title on line because we know I'm still going to have it after Revolution. So.
Oh no. We're gonna do something.
He's talking cash money here. I can.
No. I think I don't know. Bottle of tequila, maybe.
My KOP predictions championship.
That is a legend. It is a legend.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll do something.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Well, final thing I got. I want your guys' Super Bowl prediction for tonight.
You want to know who the best team is, or do you want to know who the NFL wants to win?
Well, just real quick, AEW Metrics said draft your teams during March. Season will be April 1st through June 30th.
All right.
So there you go.
I have missed out the past two times he's done this. I'm in 100% this time.
All right. Let's do it.
We'll hold you to that, Shep.
Yep.
Yes. Yes. Is the line still 1.5? Niners minus 1.5?
I believe so.
It's moved a lot. I mean, I saw 2.5, then it went down, then it's kind of coming back up.
Let's see.
Listening to Diggs on McAfee show.
1.5.
Yeah. Diggs is, part of Hamadan, that show. He says all the big money bets are on the Niners.
Yeah.
Hey, Vegas always wins, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
I would say the Niners are a better football team. For sure.
I think so too.
For sure.
But
you got – I'm not even going to bring her up because I put her in the same category as somebody else we don't talk about on this pod.
Oh, boy. We're going to have the Swifties after KOP now.
Dude, great. She's an awful human being. Awful human being. I take the Chiefs and the points. I'm taking them.
I can't do it. As a Bronco fan, I can't do it.
Direct all your hate to @theshep27 on Twitter.
That's fine. If any Swifties listen to this podcast, she's an awful human being, and I hope she leaves the country after the next presidential election. She can take her fucking $500 million jet and fly back over to Japan and sit there and perform and fall off the stage and do whatever the hell she does. I don't care. She can go. She can go to Canada. Move to Canada. Her and Trudeau can fucking party together. You know what? She sucks so bad she probably doesn't even party. Only cool people party. Have her go to fucking Canada and drink maple syrup. I don't give a shit.
D explicit.
You guys always find a way to push my button.
I didn't know our Super Bowl prediction was going to get there. I just wanted a score prediction who you thought was going to win.
And just to let you guys know, I took Travis Kelce plus 1,100 first touchdown just because of this stupid bullshit. I put $20, $25, I don't know, for the first touchdown, Travis Kelce, just because the NFL wants to see him catch a touchdown, and then so they can pan to her and get Uber ratings. And
Smart business, but
yeah. So I took the prop bet. He's a plus 1,100 as of last night. I think you guys should jump on that. And don't even get me started on the freaking halftime show. Sure. We'll get blacklisted and spanked.
Everybody will receive their own cease and desist letter. Shep will get 2, Tanner will get 1, and I'll get 1 for something I did or said.
Oh, if I got 2, that'd be awesome. I would frame those in gold frames.
Well, as a Bronco fan, I hate the Chiefs. I've hated them long before everybody else started hating them. I hated them when Alex Smith was their quarterback, when Patrick Mahomes was still at Texas Tech. I think the Niners are the better team. They have a lot of Broncos connections. It's kind of like what could have been for the Broncos, but their stupid general manager at the time didn't want to hire Kyle Shanahan, so got stuck with a different coach. I'm not going to get on my soapbox here. Long story short, I've taken the Niners 20-17. Low scoring game.
Oh, you're even giving the points.
Yep.
I'm still taking the Chiefs, but I'm going 34-28.
I do think it's going to come down to it'll be a very, very close game in the fourth quarter. Very little time remaining. Somebody will kick a field goal, win it by 3. But I'm not picking either team here. I know you both probably think I'm going to be crazy for this, but I think the fans are going to be the winners of this. I'm just saying it's going to be a good showing regardless. So the fans, the Swifties already won. All right. Half of them damn Swifties think Taylor owns the team. So, there's that. But, yeah, I think the fans are going to win this because Usher's doing the halftime show. Taylor will be shown like 50 million times.
Here we go.
And I'm also doing something tonight, Chef. This one's really going to get him fired up. So you might as well just throw up the explicit and just leave it up there after I get done with this. I am tonight. I've got a piece of paper, and on it says number of times Taylor is mentioned, number of times Taylor is shown. And through the entire Super Bowl, I'm keeping tally marks. And I'm going to tally it up at the end of it and see how much of it was actually talked about her.
Well, good for you, Paul. That's all I'm going to say. Good for you. By the way, Caitlin, I know this is a professional wrestling podcast. I know we're talking NFL, but I know you guys do watch sports. Caitlin Clark's 8 points away from setting that record, but they're losing to Nebraska by 3 with 15 seconds to go. I was actually talking to a coworker about this today. She needed 39 points. Obviously, she's got 31. I said she was going to score 35 tonight or today, and then her next home game, she's going to break the record. So, an amazing talent. I think she will end up in Indianapolis, Indiana, because her boyfriend just accepted a job with the Indianapolis Pacers. So she has a little connection here. They have a top draft pick as well. Yep. So not a big WNBA fan, but would love to see her come to Indianapolis. She's an amazing basketball player. So
what she's done for women's college basketball is unbelievable.
Exactly. So I'm going to talk about that instead of the dumb shit Paul was trying to get me wrapped up into. And I'm going to end this podcast on a positive note, uplifting women's basketball in the state of Indiana, which state of Indiana is a basketball state. We love our basketball.
Hoosiers.
We love our basketball.
Who? You want to get in that conversation today?
No, the movie.
Oh, Jesus, Paul. I was trying not to get into that. talking about this, but you had to get Tanner all riled up and say that word.
Michigan's better anyway.
All right. I'm just going to stop because they're by far the worst team in the Big Ten. They have 8 wins.
Yeah.
Football, yes. But
Here's the deal, boys. I use a shit team coached by a shit person, okay, are going to squeak their way into the tournament, win their first. Let's just fucking hear me out, Tanner. They're gonna make a little run in the tournament because they're gonna play on Wednesday of the Big Ten tournament because they're so damn low seed. They're gonna play their way to Saturday, okay, and then lose. They're gonna get in the tournament as a 14, 13 seed, win one game, and then get smoked. Typical. Oh wow, they had a police escort for Caitlin that game. Nebraska won. All right. Purdue is going to be a 1 seed again and lose because Matt Painter, a.k.a. Shane O'Mac, because they look like twins, and bring up a side-by-side, them dudes are twins. They shit down their leg during tournament time.
Not this year.
Okay.
It's different.
Zach Edey's going to go back to Canada, and Trudeau's going to say, "You're out of this country. You can't win a game."
Look,
Hey,
I'm just
Boss
saying,
is late to the party, but he said he loved that boss man slam from Big Bill on the outside.
Oh, it was perfect.
I'm just saying the Wolverines provide some good football. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, they do. Man.
I thought you're an Ohio fan, Paul.
Nah, he's Michigan.
I'm a Cleveland Guardians and Browns fan.
So
I almost called them the Indians.
How's the connection to the Michigan football? Because I mean, why not go down a sports rabbit hole 2 hours and 11 minutes into this? What else we got?
It's a new KLP record.
What else we got to do on a Sunday afternoon?
Yeah. Anyway, the connection is a cheesy one, as probably as cheesy as it'll get. I'm a nerd. I don't watch a whole lot of sports. I'll admit that. I'm not your typical sports guy like you guys are, you know. Wolverine, X-Men, yellow and blue. It's the same thing with the Wolverines. That's the tie-in. That's all there is.
Hey.
My dad, like my dad and granddad, liked IU basketball when Bobby Knight was coaching.
Good.
My dad went to. My dad's a tree. He went to Indiana State. So
your dad's a tree. I'll tell you that next time I see him. Hey, how you doing, tree?
Yeah, he'll probably get the reference.
Get it in
Go
early,
trees.
G fucking marks. Yes. What was I getting ready to say? I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah, I got nothing now. I had something to tell you there, Paul, but I got nothing.
I threw you off when I told you my dad was a tree.
No, yeah, you did actually, but you said why you like the Wolverines because of Marvel or whatever. That's great. I became a Penn State fan at an early age, a football Penn State fan, and the reason being, when I started playing tackle football as a 4th grader, the only jersey that would fit me in the athletic store, I think it's called Lids now, but I can't what it was called before Lids.
Yeah,
Anyways, I walked in there,
sports or something like that.
Yeah, and the only jersey to fit me was a blue number 32 Kajana Carter jersey from Penn State. So my fat ass slipped into that jersey, and I became a Penn State fan. So yeah,
until about 2011.
Yeah, don't even go there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Let's not even go
bring
there.
that up.
That's not.
Google it, everybody, if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And the only Wolverines sports I get behind is football. Just so there's that.
All right.
Big Ten, I bring it back to Indiana.
Well, this
and I do go Purdue on that one. All right, Purdue grad.
This went from an AEW podcast to a WWE podcast to an NFL podcast to a collegiate podcast to a women's basketball podcast. You know what? if you're still listening from the start, thank you guys for listening to our dumbasses going every different direction. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Cheers. Have a great Sunday fun day. Have a good Super Bowl. Drink a little too much today, so work sucks tomorrow. I don't care. I'm going to.
Tanner, I think that just wrapped the show.
Yep, I don't even think we need to do a wrap. So
No. We'll see you guys next week.
And we'll kick out yet another podcast.
There we go.